What's up, everybody? This is BOT10ART. My name is Lazaro Gomez, and you're tuned in to the Friday night live stream. What? The Friday night live stream? Oh my god! How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a wonderful time. I can't speak today. Oh man, what a week! I had a bit of a challenging week. We're gonna start it off with that. But as always, I always look forward to tonight, and I love doing the Friday night live stream. And I was, after a kind of a crummy day, you're like, you know what? Don't let that ruin the weekend, right? Don't let it ruin the weekend. We're gonna have a great time. This is the third video, and I know I didn't want it to like go so long. And I did do a couple of things on my own. If you've been watching the in-studio live stream that I do, you'll see me working on the Cotton Candy Randy Pop just to kind of, move things along. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing this particular pop on the live stream because, I mean, do you want to watch 3 hours of this? I mean, I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I kind of want to move the project along. I have other things I do have to work on. And so yeah, tonight, as you can see right there, I have done a little bit of painting, and I've masked the body and stuff like that. I used a spray paint that I use for the skin tone, and then tonight we will be painting the rest of the pop using these Waverly paints that I got for Christmas, and kind of move the project along. So yeah, I hope you guys had a wonderful week. It's great to see you all, and the chat's open. So if you have any questions or comments or concerns, by all means, feel free to leave it there. Other than that, we're gonna continue on. We're gonna do the Friday night live stream like we always do. I'm thirsty and I'm hungry. Anybody who's been here long enough knows that I don't take myself too serious. Like, oh man, so unprofessional, blah blah blah. But I mean, really, that's the live stream is exactly that. It's just a hangout that we do on a weekly basis. And thanks to you guys, are so kind and generous to give me 1 hour of your busy lives. I mean, everybody's busy. Everybody has things to do. So of course, I don't take that for granted. I try to show you as much as I can, and kind of teach you what I know. I'm not saying I'm a by no means am I an expert at something or at everything, but I do share what I know and kind of spread the love that way. So anyways, I got my gloves on, and the reason why I have my gloves on is because this particular pop figure is painted with, like I mentioned before, with the rattle can, and the paint is dry, but like I mentioned in a previous live stream, it does take time to cure. So even though I could touch it and it's not gonna rub the paint off of the figure, I do want to kind of be a little bit cautious with it to not mess with it too much while it's curing. So it's a good opportunity to just kind of continue painting the pop, and then just kind of let it sit there for a few more days until that paint cures. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. You can see it still has a lot of masking tape on it, and it looks kind of hokey right now. But I am happy with what I've done so far. I am happy with the results. And we're going to move forward. We're going to move forward like we do every Friday night. We have a couple of segments, one of them being a trivia question close to the end of the video, which we're going to do tonight. It's called Brain Tickle. So I give you one trivia question, you answer in the form of a comment on this video. We're also going to do your strange fact for the week. And just have fun like we always do. So, oh yeah, I wanted to say thank you to a lot of people who have been tuning in to In Studio. In Studio is something experimental that I'm kind of trying out. It's a 1 hour, 2 hour video with no audio, but it is like a sneak peek at my studio. And you can kind of see a little bit of behind the scenes. But a lot of you have come in and kind of hung out with me and talked to me and, you know, cracked a few jokes and made me laugh. So I do appreciate that. I really appreciate that a lot. I know that, you know, artists tend to have this like mystery about them, or this mysterious like shroud. Oh, it's almost as if I'm you know, an alchemist or creating some kind of magic. But I wanted to kind of defunk that a little bit and just let you know that, you know, hey, we're just like anybody else. Uh, you know, we're how do I say this? You know, we have vulnerabilities and we have all of these different things that everybody else has. The only difference is that we have this creative brain that never shuts down, right? So, yeah, there's no grand mystery. A lot of the things that I do, I kind of learn from trial and error. I've learned to make pops just from messing up pops and all that good stuff. I've learned how to 3D print and make props and cosplay outfits and stuff like that. Just, you know, same way, trial and error. And it's the same thing for artwork. And if you're an artist and you're kind of tuning in and you're like, what the heck's going on? Just want to let you know that that's what this is. It's okay. You know, we all have different art skill levels. We have different ideas. We have different things that are roaming around in our minds and in our lives. But we're very much alike, and that's what I love. So I know the community will be chiming in soon, hopefully. There is a lot going on, so I don't know. But we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. And if you missed the live stream, granted, the live stream is a great experience in its own because you're here, you're live, you're interacting with me and stuff like that. But I did have a few people that said, "Hey, man, you know, sorry, I missed the live stream." So don't ever feel bad about missing the live stream. I do understand that people are gonna come in and out. You know, some people will watch it all the time. Some people will watch it every single week. Some people will come. Some people will go. But the takeaway here is that I do stream live here from, you know, from my home. But YouTube will always save that copy, I guess, or save the video of the live stream so you could catch up with it. And yeah, you might be watching it right before you go to bed, or you might watch it as you're getting up the next day. But yeah, certainly don't feel bad if you miss a live stream. I'm always going to be here. I'm always working. I'm always going to do the live stream because I love it so much. And I truly mean it. You know, I truly mean when I say that I love to share my art and my life with everyone. Like, hey, you know, you're into pops and you want to learn how to make pops? All right, sit back and relax. You know, you don't like the way I sound or anything like that, turn the volume down and watch, or it's up to you. It's totally up to you. But I do appreciate everyone that comes here and watches my video. I also appreciate everybody that shares, you know, shares my content and gives me likes and all that stuff. I do really appreciate that, and that's really truly awesome. So yeah, I don't want it to go unsaid. All right, so for Cotton Candy Randy, I'll get off. I'll get off my soapbox now. Oh man. Okay, so for Cotton Candy Randy, we have basically like 4 colors that we're going to be working with, because the actual pop itself comes white from Funko. They spray the figure with this matte white, which I've masked off because his t-shirt is white, so that's going to stay the same. I did the skin color for the pop, and then all that's left is really the black pants, the pink beard, the blue hat, and then the green hair, eyebrows, and mustache. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the hat. And for this, this is my number 6. Yeah, I got my number 6. Number 6. Oh man, how crazy. There's a lot going on, but hopefully we get through it all. So what I discovered with this particular paint is that they're really awesome when it comes to painting pops, compared to what I used to use, because they're heavy body. They're a little bit heavier. They're not as liquid or as thinned down as the other stuff, and yeah, you don't need a whole lot to kind of cover a lot of ground, and I like that. And I don't know, it gives it a better look, I think. And so far so good. I've done a few pops already with this particular paint, and I like it a lot. You can buy them individually in Walmart. They're about $1.50, $1.75, depending on what colors you get. Or you could just buy the set, which is also nice. And for this year's Christmas, I did get a set. I got a set of these, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And I would like to think that my clients are too. They may not know the kind of paints that I use, but I would like to think that that they like the result. I'm hoping. I am hoping. Oh, here we go. Alright, so yeah, these paints are so cool because, like I said, they're they're not as heavy body as acrylic paints can be. They do sell some paints that are really heavy. I know some acrylic paints can be like bold or heavy body or whatever the case, but these do tend to do the trick. They have a nice coverage, and again, I don't have to paint these over and over and over and spend a long time trying to get coverage on these, right? Trying to stay in focus. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I have a bad tendency of like working down here. So I have to remember that my camera's there. It's like, oh yeah, you just paint it just like this. That'd be great if we could see. So I do apologize for that. I apologize for that. Alright. Now usually I do quite a lot of masking, especially around the area of the face and stuff like that. So if you notice, I didn't really go to the edge, and the reason why is because I'll use a different brush to cover that. And this being a flat brush, I can cover a pretty big area rather quickly. So so that's what I'm looking for right now. Right now I'm just looking for coverage. I'm gonna hit this with the hair dryer, and then cover up whatever is exposed after that. So I gotta be very careful around the hair. One of the things that I was concerned with this particular pop was, it's top heavy, right? So if you use a lot of clay, the model could tilt over, and that's something that you also have to take into consideration when you're making these things. Like if you're using a lot of clay, like in this particular case, yeah, he's got a big bushy beard, he's got this big hat, and I was like, oh darn, I hope he could stand, and he did. So that worked out well. But for a minute there, I was like really concerned as to, do I have to do it again? Do I have to figure out something different? I don't know, but I got lucky. I got lucky this time around, so I'm like, all right, cool, that works. So I don't know if you all have experienced something like that while you're making your pops. Uh, but you know, if you do, and I guess the point that I'm getting at is that if you do have that sort of problem, you could easily remedy that by removing material. And I know it sucks, but you could remove a lot of this clay just using a Dremel, and then unfortunately you have to kind of start all over. So best thing to do is to work with the clay before it's baked or cured, and just kind of see how it stands. You know, once you build everything and right before it goes to the oven, you kind of like set it down. It's like, all right, cool. You know, it'll stand. It's not bad. It's not bad, and that'll do. Here we go. I'm being really cautious around the edge, right where the hat meets the skin of the or the you know the nape of the pop, like the neck, the back part of the neck, because I will use a smaller brush, like I mentioned before, to kind of paint my way around that and not really mess up the pop. Another solution to that is, because I know people ask me, you know, how do you keep your hands steady, or like how do you help someone that has shaky hands or whatnot. And it's a rather simple solution. A lot of the times, if I'm painting the pop and I'm not, you know, right now I'm holding the pop out here, but it's not really the way I would paint this pop. Like I would paint it, you know, flat like this, or just kind of some way to hold it steady, and I would move it around a little bit like that and paint. So I'm kind of out here, I'm just kind of painting in the ether. I'm painting in the air. And it's a 3D object, so it's kind of complicated. You know, you can look at it at one angle and it's like, oh, I missed that little part. And, you know, you kind of go back and fill in wherever you see little, you know, little spots that you missed. And, and yeah, just stuff like that, you know. If you have a shaky hand, you know, and you can't really like hold the figure, just figure out a way to hold it down, you know. Maybe rest it against something while you paint, or you know, just kind of take your time, go slow. And then another method is to tape things off. It'll take a little bit longer, but you know, if you know you're gonna paint around here, just put a little piece of tape there, paint it, and then peel that tape off, and that'll kind of keep things nice and clean and neat for you. I have done that in the past. I have done some airbrushing and stuff like that on pops before, and also painted with spray cans and stuff like that. And that's what I do. I kind of, you know, I mask out an area and then spray it and then take that tape off. So that's definitely a way to do it if you don't have a steady hand. And not everybody does. Not everybody has a steady hand, but for me, I usually play some kind of, you know, background music or soothing music, and kind of get lost in it. You know, I'm not really thinking too much about what I'm doing. All right, let's see. Let's hit this with the blow dryer. But yeah, I'm not really thinking about, you know, too much about what I'm doing. I'm just kind of taking my time and going through the motion, right? It's like step one, step two, and you keep going from there. So, all right, I'm gonna blow dry this real quick, and we'll keep going from there. So. I don't know if the microphone's picking that up, but I hope not. Now, the one thing you gotta keep in mind when it comes to acrylics is that um, some acrylic paints do tend to be elastic or have some kind of elastic property to them. So when you're painting the pop, you have to kind of make sure. Thank you. you got to make sure that it's completely dry before before you put on another layer, because you'll start peeling off or pulling off what you painted prior. So you got to keep that in mind. Too loud. Oh yeah. All right, not too bad. So I just lightly touch it to kind of make sure that it's dry. Now I'm gonna fill in whatever we're missing, just like little bits and pieces here and there. All right, here we go. Sorry, I'm not talking too much. I tend to like forget. That's the only bad thing about the Friday night live stream and the in studio video, is that in that one the camera's rolling but I don't say anything, so I'm just kind of working. And I kind of confused it in my mind there for a minute. Here we go. So again, sometimes what happens is the light will reflect a certain way and it'll look like I didn't cover that area, but I actually did. So you'll see me just kind of rotating the figure and seeing or hunting for those areas, right? Looking for those areas. And again, you just kind of, you take your time with it. No rush. Because that's the neat thing about the pops, is like if you give it a good, a good paint job, it'll look cool, right? And of course, your sculpting skill does play a factor into that. But for the most part, if you're having fun creating it, and take your time, enjoy it, enjoy it. And a lot of the times, if I'm working on a pop and it's a little bit difficult, I'll walk away from it and just kind of come back later on, just to just to keep things fresh. You don't want to, this is one of those things that you don't want to rush. Oh, don't want to rush this. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this brush and get a smaller brush so that we can paint the edges of the hat and the area behind the hair without messing it up. Like I said, usually I tape those areas off, but tonight I kind of like freehanded it, just to show that it can be done. But it's totally up to you. It's completely up to you. If you want to tape it off, if you feel like you want to, tape off every section as you paint, by all means, go for it. Yeah. So the other thing I was thinking about was, once I once I finish the pop, I have enough like video and stuff like that to kind of speed things up and shrink the video, so you're not just watching like 20 million hours 20 million hours of me making a pop, and it might it may be more entertaining. So I will do another video of that. But as I promised, we did reach our goal, and thanks to you guys, um, Yeah, I kept my word. I am showing you step by step how I make my pops. Alright, so this is the nerve-wracking part. Alright, that little area there is still a little bit wet. I have to be careful like where I put my hands and stuff. Oh, I'm out of frame. Alright, for this part, I will have to... Let me see. This is the part I was talking about. It could be difficult, but I do need to steady it, so I'm going to go ahead and rest the pop a little bit here on this towel. And go from there. Now if I get a little bit on the beard, I'm not too concerned with that because I'm going to paint that part. Hide the crimes, if you would. But I do want to get this as nice and tight as possible here. And, you know, nothing on the skin. Mission accomplished. There we go. That's one side. Ah! Is this the part where people like throw the pop? No! I messed up. That's another reason why I like using acrylics. Acrylics tend to be water based, so if you do mess up or you know your hand slips just a little bit, you can go back and kind of wash it off. As long as you have like either a barrier or like in this particular case I painted the skin with spray paint. So if I get acrylic on the skin, it's okay, I can just wipe it off. But if you had painted the skin with acrylic, you want to have some kind of matte or clear matte finish on top of that and then keep painting. So in the case that you do goof up, then you could wipe it off because it's almost like on a separate layer, right? And that's the beauty about that. It's like it could be forgiving, but at the same time you have to really like be careful what it is. You gotta work with what you got. Where are we at? 28 minutes. Oh my god. It is time. Alright, it is time for our trivia. Nope, not trivia. What are we playing? Strange but true. So we're going to set this down for a minute. And we're going to play real quick. This is not really playing, it's just strange facts that I find interesting. So here we go. Let's go for it. Strange but true. Get the handy dandy phone. Alright, let's see. What's our strange but true fact for this week? What did I give you last week? Ninjas? I believe it was ninjas. Alright, here we go. Here's a fun one. It's all about Pringles, right? You like Pringles? I love Pringles. So let's do this one. The name for the shape of Pringles is called the hyperbolic paraboloid. It sounds like a disease. Did I say that correctly? The last one, paraboloid. Yeah, hyperbolic paraboloid. That is the name of the shape of Pringles, believe it or not. Yeah. Strange. It's strange, but it's true. So that was your strange but true for the week. We're going to keep going. Alright. So yeah, for this particular part or painting, I'm using this really small brush. It's a little bit of a round tip, but it is not, it doesn't have like synthetic fibers. Because I don't know. Those kinds of brushes are good for paintings, for like acrylic painting and maybe oil paintings and stuff like that. But I tend to like the more natural brushes better. I don't know, something about the way they hold the paint a little bit better, in my opinion. I don't know. They work better for me, I should say. There we are. This little part is not too bad because I'm going to be painting that part of the hair in the back. So I could hide a little bit of mistakes if I paint on it. But as you can see, I'm being like really, really cautious as I turn the figure around, filling all of these little areas here. Alright, I am happy with that. Now we gotta paint this back area here. We'll let that dry and then we can move on to the beard. It's so quiet. Compared to the other day, we had like a torrential downpour the other day. It was scary, man. It was really, really bad. But it is very quiet right now, which is a little weird. It also doesn't help that I've been watching like Resident Evil 4 gameplay videos on YouTube. It's like all hell could be breaking loose outside, and I'm here just painting away. Get out! I guess I would have to take you all with me. As long as I have Wi-Fi somewhere, right? Hi guys, welcome back to the Friday night live stream from the zombie apocalypse. Today, what would we do? I don't know what we would do. How to make like how to make strange soup with whatever animal we find out there. That would suck. It's weird too because I kind of went into this like rabbit hole of apocalyptic movies on Netflix, and some of them were like, no way, this is ridiculous. Like that would never happen. This would never happen. And it's funny to see that sort of stuff. But I guess it's it's really popular, and it is pretty freaky to think about, I guess. But I would like to think that during that time I'll be making custom pops. Would they be needed then? Or wanted, I should say. Hey, we're starving to death. Can you make us a pop? Sure. Of course I can. Oh, that's funny. Here we are. Okay, so I pretty much covered all the little bits and pieces that I needed. And it's looking really, really good. So I think we can move on to the other parts of the pop. And once this, again, once this dries and cures, I will be spraying it to protect it. I'll be spraying it with a matte clear paint. Here we go. Gotta clean this one. Clean the brush. Yep. Yeah. Cool. Very cool. Okay, so now you know what? Let me dry this up a little bit with the blow dryer before we move on. Okay, I'm good with that. Now we're gonna go into the beard. The beard is pink. And then everything else is green. Yeah, it's weird. It's like the lighting is the lighting is messing with me. I see certain spots and I'm like, wait a minute, I painted that. Then you get up close and it's like, oh, it's already painted. All right, so I got this pretty cool pink looking. I think it's called ballerina. Yeah, ballerina slipper. It's a matte finish acrylic paint, Waverly. So that's what we're gonna paint the beard with. And I think I'm gonna stay with the same small brush because I don't want it to run away from me, you know. Just kind of paint the beard, lay some paint down, but I don't want it to run away on me. There we go. Very nice. Now I know the lighting is slightly off, so it doesn't look like I'm painting anything, but I will post this up on Instagram later on so you can see the difference. I'm using his hair as a brace almost. Can you see that? The difference is kind of like pink. It's a little difficult to see it on the camera, but it is very pink. I assure you of that. It's like, ooh. But yeah, going down rabbit holes. Netflix like has tons and tons of videos, and it just keeps suggesting videos for you to watch, and I'm like, you know, I just sit here when I'm doing commissions and just I'm a sucker for them, right? So I'm like, I haven't seen this one, I haven't seen that one. Next thing you know, I've seen like 10 or 15 videos, and some of them are really good, some of them are not so much. But I mean, you know, again, it killed the time while I'm working, because this, you know, this sort of stuff can be tedious. You just sit here and kind of paint and then wait for it to dry and paint again and wait for it to dry, and you know, rinse and repeat, right? So yeah, you gotta you gotta have something in the background to kind of break that up. So you go down these, like I said, you go down these Netflix rabbit holes, and next thing you know, you're watching some kind of crazy conspiracy theory movie because you watch some kind of documentary somewhere. So be mindful of that. But I've seen quite a few, and speaking of movies, I'm really curious to see Glass. I want to see Glass. A lot of people are talking about it, and they're saying it's a good film. I have not seen it yet, so I can't decide that for myself yet. But I have seen Unbreakable and I have seen Split, and of course those two are in that same universe. And as a matter of fact, the ending credits of Split, I better not say it. But anyway, spoiler alert. That's when you discover they're connected. And for me, I was like, what? Wait a minute. That's freaking awesome. And so, of course, the trailer for Glass comes out, and I was really excited about it. So now, of course, I am looking forward to seeing that movie. And hopefully it lives up to the hype. So if you've seen it, let me know. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. I'm curious to hear all about it. And I'm not big on spoilers, but other people might be. So if there's anything you want to tell me, just send me a message or whatever. That way we don't ruin it for other people. Man, you suck. Your channel sucks. You told the whole plot. So we don't want that to happen, right? But I mean, we could share. We could share the information and what you think about the movie and stuff like that. Everybody's different, so I like to hear different opinions. Like, I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, you gotta watch this movie because it's great, blah blah. If you like it and you want to tell me about it, by all means, definitely do so. I may like it, I may not, but I'm certainly not gonna hold that against you. Because, like I said, I love movies, so it's different for everybody. I know it's kind of weird to say because, especially now, it's like, no, how dare you not like X-Men? It's like, come on, it's just a movie. I like X-Men. Relax. How dare you? I get like bad comments. People emailing. Alright, so for the beard, it's pretty much, it's going on nicely. And I will have to go over a couple of times. Nothing too crazy, but just I may have to go over it just a little bit, and I'll do that. Oop, am I out of frame? And I'll do that after the live stream. So there we are. Again, if you don't have a steady hand, just find something to rest on. Find something to rest the pop on. Oh, I keep coming out of frame, and I do apologize for that. It's just kind of difficult to hold it the way that I have the camera. But yeah, if you feel like it's gonna wiggle on you, or just set the pop down and paint it in different angles. You don't have to. It's not like a flat surface where you could just paint on the flat surface. It's a 3D object, so yeah, you're gonna have to kind of paint it that way and paint it this way and go that way, and just different angles all around. So yeah, don't get frustrated with that. All right, there we are. Yeah, it's coming along. Oh, that's nice. I like it. Now here, in this particular part, I do have tape on his body, so I'm not too concerned with messing this up too bad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna roughly lay down some paint there, because the tape is covering, is masking it, so I can kind of really paint that area without worry. I don't have to worry about messing it up because it's all taped off right there. But I do have to be careful with the arms. The arms are painted and exposed, but the shirt is not. And those are, those are small little details that you want to pay attention to. You don't just, want to have clay or three-dimensional object and then, paint one side but not paint the other. So you just gotta, use your judgment and try to paint it the best that you can. Certainly without messing up what you already have. Right? And when I'm painting, I usually try to do real thin layers. I'm not too concerned with putting down a lot of paint, and the reason why is because I want it to dry as I paint, and then hit it again and then let it dry and hit it again as I move the figure around. So it kind of helps you because you're not just like stopping and waiting for something and going forward from there and picking it up again. So you gotta kind of keep that in mind as well. Alright, so cool. There's the pink. Happy with that. Now the green, I didn't have a light color green in the Waverly, so I'm gonna have to invent the light color green, which is his eyebrows and his mustache and his hair. But the cool thing is that I used Liquitex. Yeah, I used Liquitex Basics for the white, and I'm gonna use this Shamrock green, mix it up here on the tray, and that's gonna give us the light green. So I'm hoping that the Liquitex, being a heavier body, will thicken this one up. So we'll go from there. All right, 3 more minutes until trivia time. Did I just become a meme? Hey, what's up? How's it going? Good to see ya. It's okay. Yeah, that was kind of odd that you weren't here. I was like, hey, what's going on? I hope you had a wonderful week, Leela. Good to see you. All right, here we are. I think I want to separate it from the white. Yeah, I now have a chat window open where I could actually read what everybody's saying. Before I was relying on the small chat that's in the window, or on the main, I don't know, whatever, the main screen, and it's really tiny and I can't really read it. So I might redesign that, get rid of it, and add something else there. But I got smart and I opened the chat on the side, so now I could read what you guys are saying. Ah. Oh, okay. So the mic is too low? Let's try that. Is that better? Let's see. Okay. So yeah, just let me know if the mic is low again. Oh, okay. It was a week. I totally get it. I totally get it. Oh man. It's okay. Yeah, I actually said that earlier. If you missed the live stream, it'll always be on YouTube. Of course, we appreciate when you come in and hang out. But yeah, of course, I totally get it. You got stuff to do. We'll never hold it against you. I hope you are doing well. I hope your mom is doing well. Yeah, it's been pretty rough for a lot of people. It's been rough for a lot of people. Of course, I don't get into politics or anything like that, but yeah, federal employees are having a rough time, and everybody else affected by that. So certainly, certainly I think about those people, and and hopefully everything works out well, you know. So yeah. Oh, it's 3/4 now. Yeah, I don't know, I got the microphone all the way up, so it's weird. I'm also speaking lower too, so I will raise my voice. So yeah, you know, I totally understand. This week was I don't know, it was really weird for me. There was a lot of not complicated work, but just like tedious work. You know, I had to do a lot of things that I didn't, you know, necessarily want to do and stuff like that. So it was a little bit rough. Of course, the weather has been like bipolar. It's cold, it's hot, it's cold, it's hot. It doesn't, you know, Florida doesn't know what it wants to be right now. So I'm sure that took effect, and it took its toll on people. So. But yeah, it has been rough. Okay, cool. So that right there is the color that I'm looking for. And again, I know the lighting is kind of funky, but that's what we're looking for. And usually I'll do like a little swatch on the side, so as I mix, I try to match it as much as I can to that. I try to match it as much as we can. Alright, cool. We're going to go into trivia, and then I am going to go ahead and finish this pop off, and I will be posting pictures on Instagram so everybody can kind of see what we did tonight. Oh, it's been crappy? Oh, man. Right. Ooh. Oh, man. Yeah, like I said, I hope everything works out for you guys. That's rough. And it's crazy because I talk to so many people and everybody's kind of on the same, on the same boat. Right? It's not the first time. Like a lot of people, well, it's funny because since I've been doing the in-studio live stream, they don't have audio, so you just see me like running around doing art stuff, and someone's like, "Man, this is a great ASMR video," and I'm like, "Really? All right. Well, I mean, I guess I'll keep doing it if you like it." So you never know. I may just like shut up and do the Friday night live stream this way. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Oh, and I haven't forgotten. We do have to have a funeral for my microns. I have something in mind that's gonna be really funny for us, So I just gotta prepare that. But yeah, we are gonna do that. I saw your comment last time on the chat, and I don't want you to think that I forgot about you. All right, here we go. You want to play some trivia? Trivia is simple. We're gonna play Brain Tickle. So Brain Tickle is the Friday night live stream trivia that I added a couple weeks back. Real simple. It's just for fun. And the way it works is I give you one trivia question and you leave the answer as a comment on the video later on. So that's how it works. Last week I asked a question and I guess I should do it again, right? I should cover it. All right. So here we go. All right. Actually, last week's question was what American actor goes by the stage name Childish Gambino? Right. So obviously the answer is Donald Glover. So that was last week's trivia. Now we're gonna go ahead and do this week's Brain Tickle. And if you know the answer, leave a comment in the video. Here we go. A young Isaac Newton is said to have been hit on the head by which fruit, leading him to come up with the theory of gravity? That's it. That's the trivia question for this week. I'll read it one more time. If you know the answer, leave a comment. Not in the chat though. Just leave it in the regular video. Here we go. A young Isaac Newton is said to have been hit on the head by which fruit, leading him to come up with the theory of gravity? I'll put the question in the comments below. That way you remember what it is. But that was our noodle doodle for the week. A little bit of trivia, lighten things up, make you guys laugh. Oh, let's see. I'm reading the chat at the same time. Oh wow, cool. It's a new job. That's exciting. Wear a black tie. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about what that might look like. So I don't know. That's kind of why I want to finish the pop, because we could do a live stream just about that, and make some kind of funky artwork and send our old microns off into the great beyond. Send them off into the great beyond. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna continue painting this. I should have it done hopefully this weekend. I should be done with the pop, and it'll be ready to send over to Red and Link, and hopefully they like it, and everybody, of course, the mythical crew and everybody over there, and we'll see how far he goes. Let's see how far our cotton candy Randy goes. But it's been definitely a lot of fun. I'm really proud. Of course, we're inching our way to another milestone, which I'm excited about, and it's just crazy. It's crazy how much love and support I'm getting for what I do here, and it's great. I want to be able to do the same thing for other artists, and of course we put the word out. I share everything on Instagram, on Facebook, and all that stuff to kind of bring in the community. We've become good online friends. and yeah, so I'm more than happy, more than ecstatic, and more than willing to show you guys how I make custom pops. And if you have any questions, if you're making your own, yeah, feel free to leave comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer them, and kind of go through that whole process, because really we're all learning something all the time, right? You're learning something new all the time, so definitely do that. I thank you for all the likes. It's huge. It does great things for for my channel. Just because so many, so much more, or so many more people can see it, and they may like it. They may like, or they may be struggling on making a pop, and perhaps I have the answer for it. I don't know, or vice versa. Somebody might have something that I don't know. So I definitely thank you for that. I thank you for all the likes, for the comments, for the shares, for everything you guys do. What's that? Oh, quick sketch. Let me see real quick. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm thinking of something that will be funny, and we'll definitely do that. We will definitely do that. But yeah, we are close to the end. There's about a minute left in our hour. I thank you very much for watching. I thank you for liking. I thank you for all the comments. And if you love this sort of stuff, share it. Why not? Why not show other people, right? And bring them into our community. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. If you're into podcasting and stuff like that, Sunday morning I will be doing my live podcast, Noodle Doodle. It's Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Other than that, we will be back here next Friday, the same time. And I don't know, maybe we'll have a funeral. Maybe we'll have a funeral. I don't know. Alright, we'll see ya. Thank you, Leela. We'll see you next week. Thank you, my beautiful queen, for always being on the chat and taking care of that. I do appreciate it. Lots and lots of love. Alright, we'll see you next time. Bye bye. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Thank you so much.